Hey y'all, it's Shelly and I am Scrappy Longstocking. Today I am sharing with you my 2025 Project Life album, week 3 of July, and the dates for this week are July 13th through the 19th. And I scrapbook my pages top to bottom, left to right. And this week I think I'm flipping through the cards to see what I want to do because my 2 pages have both pages are 3 by 3, and so I have spots for 12 photos on each side. And I knew that this week I didn't have as many this week I didn't have as many photos as last week, and I also had some spots to do some filler cards. So I was looking at my plan there. You can see it at the top right of your screen. And I knew how many photos I had, and I had made a note for myself to use my pink and red stash kit. And you can see the maximum amount of planning that I did for this particular week was to go ahead and just make sure I had all the photos that I wanted to print out. So this is also the week where I had the ephemera insert, and I believe I had just received the physical July kit. And I was looking through to see if I would change my mind on which kit I wanted to use. And it looks like I did not, just because this particular 2 pages only had the 3 by 3 pockets. So I would have to do a lot of finagling with the other cards to make them fit. And I decided that the backs of 2 of those Studio Calico cards on the left-hand side were pretty, and I wanted to go ahead and use them for my current page. So I just went ahead and cut down that number 7 from the July Stories by the Month kit. And then I go ahead and continue using my stash kit, which is part of Ali Edwards' Stories by the Month kit, and then also some Studio Calico items. Let's see. So Sunday, my photos are a screenshot of the place that I went, which they're calling it a vintage rustic market. And I did not take a lot of photos there because I honestly didn't want to be a weirdo while I was there or make anyone else uncomfortable for me taking pictures of them or their items or anything like that. I had a couple of business cards. I had bought a couple of stickers while I was there. Basically, what I had wanted to do was just spend some time out of the house on a Sunday afternoon. And then the next photo that's going to be on the left is a verse of the day photo for Sunday. And it's John 20:21. And it says, "Again, he said, 'Peace be with you, as the Father has sent me, so I am sending you.'" Then the middle photo on the second line on the left side is going to be, I know it's July, but I have a serious case of October on the brain. Then I made a very small screenshot of my steps for this week so that it would be 3 inches tall instead of 4. So it turned out very small, and I just went ahead and stuck it on the middle of that back of that Studio Calico card that it's where it's at right now on the right-hand side of that left page. Then the next thing that I have is currently in the second row, but I'm eventually swapped the places of it. It's a dessert that I came up with I saw someone on the internet do this with whipped topping. They mix whipped topping and pudding, and I used 0 sugar of both of those, but then I added a couple of I think I got some 0 sugar Oreos just so that I could give it a try. They were pretty good. The dessert was pretty good. And that ends up being my journaling, is just describing what it is. Then I use a card that says, "Just keep going, just keep going." Cut it down to 3 by 3. Then the next one is a Facebook memory it's a screenshot from 2011 on July 15th. And then also last year of something I shared on July 15th. And it was an interesting juxtaposition, just thinking about the past, and the screenshot for 11 or 14 years ago from 2011 was, I must say that this year, with all you wonderful 1LEs, that's one, I don't remember what LE, law entrance, something. It was my law school class, was awesome. Here's looking for many more. There is now much rocking to do in the next few weeks. And then last July, I was in the middle of separation and divorce from my ex-husband. And I had posted, in the middle of suffering, Paul asked to have his affliction removed. God gave him grace in the midst of suffering. And then, Lord, let me accept your grace in the midst of my suffering. And then I just used the labels, and I wrote this Facebook memory from last year and 14 years ago. The bottom left photo is a screenshot of July 16th. The AP Wire has an app, and I use their app to get my news instead of watching news on TV or subscribing to any particular news outlet. And then so it was just this day in history, and they have that on their app. And then there's a photo of Artie on my desk. And she likes to, while I'm working, to jump up on my desk and then go behind my computer so that she's in a little cubby, because all of us cat owners know that cats love little hidey holes. And then I go ahead and eventually I cut down a 3x4 card, and it's got a circle in the middle of it that says loving this moment right now. And then on the right hand side, I have a screenshot from probably Instagram, and I thought it was funny. I think it might have been Deneen Z who posted this. But it says, I just ran into Best Buy to get some batteries. The kid at the counter asked me for my phone number and zip code, and I told him 867-5309 and 90210. He never questioned me once. This generation will never know. And so if you're around my age, you'll know. Then there's another Pinterest photo. Dear Summer, I'm only using you to get to autumn. I am jonesing for the fall, and I have been for a couple of months. So the next one is the next top row of the right hand side is a 3x4 card that I cut down, and it says, can't stop making beautiful things. Then there's another verse from Philippians 2:14 and 15. And I started a thing called the Bible Copy Club. And this day was the first time that I posted in the Facebook group, and I had copied down, it looks like my first week, or no, it would just be this chapter from Philippians or something, but whatever it was, I posted it to that Facebook group. And then there's a screenshot of somebody's pets project for the story play. I had taken a screenshot of their pages because I want to scrap lift them. Then there's a photo of Artemis, and so she was sitting next to me as I think I was doing some journaling for my 2024 album. So I wanted to get part 4 done. Part 3 is still waiting for journaling, because it was, I think, July and August. Yes, I think it was July and August in that book 3 of my last year's album. I did it in a 6x8 format, and it ended up taking four albums. But the problem is that I seem to have a block, and it's really hard for me to go back and look at my journal for that time period. But I put a heart on there, a cork heart, and then the little label sticker says always so close by. And then there's a screenshot of some items I ordered from Walmart, a screenshot for a card that says on the menu of my dinner for National Chili Dog Day. And that's all I put on there was the little label sticker that says, and all it says is National Chili Dog Day. And I used a teeny tiny star a cork star on that page. And then eventually, there was also a card in my little kit that I had grabbed out of that Studio Calico kit that said summer reading list. And then I just hand wrote in book club at the top of it and added in the last 6 books that I anticipated reading for the book club, the online book club that I had joined. Then there's a screenshot of 2 audiobooks that I had finished during this week. So I'm able to listen to and finish audiobooks much faster than I'm able to read, just because of time constraints. Because Saturdays, especially on Saturdays, I do yard work or house projects, or I'm just cleaning. And so I listen to the audiobooks while I'm doing those. I try not to, I don't listen to them while I work, because I want to listen to the audiobook and keep up with what's going on in it. But if I'm working, I'm trying to focus and read emails and statutes and all sorts of other stuff. So, and I'm trying to pay attention to what I'm doing. So that is the pages that I have for this week. I like how this set of pages turned out, because I used up some stash pieces, which is always very cool. And then there's a lot of making going on in my life during this week. And then I really just like the mix of using the little label stickers to add some of the details that I wouldn't normally add when I use my bullet point list. And I don't think for this week, I mind the absence of just my regular bullet point list that I would normally include. So at the end of this video, I go ahead and do the close-up for you. I didn't forget this week. So, if you like this video, go ahead and press the like button and tell the algorithm that you do like it. And then it will go ahead and show you more videos like this. And if you press the subscribe button, the algorithm will know that you want to see more of my videos in particular. And I, as always, very much enjoyed hanging out with you all today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I hope you got some great ideas. And I hope to see you around the internet, friends. Bye.